to the bat like a Slark or a Weaver, but that, I don't know, feels really unstable.
Yeah, that's why they banned the Life Stealer. He's one of the more meta hero that matches up well against the Bat Rider. So we'll see.
I don't know if Slark's in Anna's pool. There he is. Okay. It makes sense.
Yep. Slark, you know, you lane well against the Bat. You're against the Alchemist, who's just tanky. Alchemist doesn't burst you as a Slark, so you can build up a lot of stacks with your passive against.
But I don't expect that he fears it either when he's playing the Alchemist.
Well, I'm seeing a Nature's Prophet heading towards the top lane. So that's where they can at least start this. We won't have our other answer. EG going to 4-man smoke up.
Yeah, it's an impossible lane as Furion against Tusk Jug. Even though you are great against the Oracle, there's not much you can do if you just get snowballed on.
Crit's nudging down the tree into looking for a scalp, but they're wrapping around the back. OG, Jirax is in pretty deep. If he puts down the Observer Ward, they'll see them instantly, but they're in very, very deep. The smoke hasn't broken until now on Jirax. He's looking for a target. S4 is going to be it. He knows it too. The rest of EG is still there. The first wave of poison comes out. Soshka looking to wrap around the back as, oh, this is a very dead Jirax. He does not escape from this. The rest of OG is already backed off, and EG will spill first blood.
Nice. And they give it to Arteezy as well. Well done. The first bloods are huge, mostly if they go onto the safe lane carry. They get the phase boots, Quelling Blade up much faster, and they can start lane dominating alone. And in a game like this, where you really want to be stacking for Sumail as much as possible, it's key that Arteezy is able to be self-sufficient in the lane ASAP.
It's interesting to watch the fact that they're pushing Sumail off lane with Oracle. How's he meant to actually lane against the Nature's Prophet? We're seeing Prophets build in.
He's going mid, Toby. He's going mid.
He is going mid?
Yeah.
Okay, so Arteezy is going to go
Alchemist is always going mid. You don't got to worry about that.
I'm just looking at it. It doesn't look quite right. It's not like the old Alchemist where I needed to be there to pick up the bounty rune.
Yeah, and this is the lane I want to key in on for sure. I think EG got a big buff once the mid lane became more of a one-on-one. The panel touched on that a little bit. I know that Sumail is... whatever his weaknesses are as a player, laning for the first 5 to 10 minutes is not one of them. And it'll be really interesting to see how this matchup plays out.
And that was meant to be that little moment where Thompson's meant to get the upper hand. He's already flame guarded up, staying on top of Sumail, but Sumail's fine with this.
You know, see what he does is he tanks damage for denies and last hits, and then immediately buys regen with it. It's just it's his concept of playing mid. He's been using it since TI5. Bottom lane, you do have Slark for Shadow Demon versus S4. This will be a tough matchup for him, but you will have a Juggernaut free farming top in exchange. I like this view.
Unless Clock can actually get rid of it. Yeah, it's a little bit more prioritized in the middle lane, the one you actually want to watch, right?
This is cool. I wish we could just keep it like this. Because otherwise, it's just, you know, this way you watch everyone last hit instead of just one guy.
Yeah, but then we can't focus on the top lane fight as Seb has been pushed back to the tier 1 tower. The spin down from Arteezy. They're in pretty deep. Crit being body blocked up by Soshka underneath the tower. Seb actually hits him. Crit's going to go down. Seb survives on 10 HP. And Crit helps that dual safe lane of OG get a little bit of extra experience.
Yeah, it's very tough. It's one thing to be in the safe lane as this tri-lane against Fury and Clock, but when you're in the off lane, you don't have nearly as much time to pursue with that Juggernaut Tusk combination, and they end up under tower, and that's where you end up getting punished. Mid is looking very good, however, for Sumail. He is quite happy with this, already with 2 points in the Acid Spray, just trying to last hit. Already up 8-5 to 4-3.
And a regeneration rune in the top river for him, but the Observe Ward scouts out, so that's a simple grab for him.
Yeah, this lane top, though, this will be tough for EG, and if they...
Oscar, a little bit of trouble. Double cog burn over on Crit, and Clockwork, he's still pretty damn tanky. In Battery Assault, Crit can't close the distance and keep punching.
Yeah, so the way this game's gonna work out is EG's looking for this big timing push around the Blink Radiance on Sumail. They want to start mowing down towers, acquire map control, and eventually give this super farmed Alk who's 10k ahead of the game. OG, though, they're looking to play very aggressively early on with the Prophet, with the Clock, with the Ember, get kills around the map, slow down EG's timing, and then once your Slark is online, once you're into that late game, the BKBs are up, all of a sudden it starts to shift in your favor because it's so simple for Ana to Shadowblade forwards, find Fly in the back line, find S4, and ensure that they're not able to initiate the fights the way they want to.
Crit was in a little bit of trouble. Fly moves over to help tank the battery assault of Soshka, but it does show the harassment. This is where Nature's Prophet is meant to really pay dividends, where he's able to harass out a lane, but how do you harass the entire lane?
Yeah.
There's 3 heroes looking for you. Cogburn, Snowball forward. The level 2 has arrived just in time for Crit to close the distance over on Seb. No TP away attempted. He's just going to accept his own fate. And Soshka backs up.
It's to be expected, though. You can't, even though it sucks to die as the offlaner, you don't want to be in a position where you're just camping your tower as the tri-lane free farms. You want to ensure that EG is forced to keep 3 heroes here so that your Slark bottom can continue free farming. S4 actually doing quite well.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised they haven't found an opportunity to kill him. Now this is how they do it. Disruption up. Anna's hit 3, so he's ready to try and fight through. Where's this leash? Where's this control? It's
no pounce?
Did he not skill it?
He must not have. I'm surprised. What would he have skilled
A
otherwise?
second point in Dark Pact and 1 point in Essence Shift. It's actually a 1-0-2 build from Anna.
That's unfortunate.
How are you meant to get aggressive with this? Like, if you don't have Pounce, Pounce is meant to be the way you kill Batrider in the lane.
Yeah, it's to be able to trade more efficiently, but you've got to assume S4 will be playing further back, trading with the Shadow Demon, not yourself. Bit of a miscue there, but at least you harass S4, and it's not as if he's going to be able to pressure Ana at the moment.
But now Alchemist has already gone jungle, so what's OG going to do? Jirax moves towards the top lane. He won't be able to really answer anything that's happening up here.
And he's doing that because the Shadow Demon was off map for a moment. Now the Clockwork is, so Sumail doesn't want to be in a position mid where he can just get wrapped around when he does not have a ward providing vision of that bottom jungle area.
I do kind of like this as well, where you give Slark more space. You need level 6 on Slark. Yeah. You need him to be able to have like the easy regeneration as well.
Yep, and that's why he's last picked here, because no core on EG threatens Slark. Not even just in the laning phase, but really throughout the game. Nobody can show up to Slark's lane and say, oh, you've got to leave now. And it's very easy for them to play around him because of the global mobility of Clock and Prophet.
Going for the 5-minute rune. Soshka just going to put the cogs in. They want to try and keep flying up on the high ground. There's already 3 Shadow Poison stacks. The 4th will ensure the kill. And in fact, Jirax just popped him anyway. But that's still some good bounty runes. You got to watch the counter on this because this is very important when you got the Alchemist and EG's lineup.
For sure, but and you can expect them to keep this gold lead for a bit. It's just because Sumail, one of the only heroes that's actually able to farm more efficiently in the jungle than the lane, thanks to the Grievel's Greed. So he has no intention of returning back to his lane unless it's to defend tower. He'll just try and farm up as much as possible. EG keep
really
their
playing
try
this like the old Clockwork of old. It's just, I'm going to burn off as much mana as I possibly can.
Yeah,
Support's rotating over from the SD, so maybe they can use this combination of Clock and SD together, looking for a target, but the Clog's already being used preemptively from Soshka.
Yeah.
And the Sprout being put down just to keep Arteezy away from Seb.
This is the danger of aggro tri-laning, right? Because since you're in a 3-on-2, yeah, you had a couple of kills, but Seb and Soxa have more XP now than this EG tri-lane, so you rotate over Jerax after he secures the bottom lane for his Slark, and all of a sudden you're in this position where you cannot pressure 3-on-3 any longer, and Thompson, he's an active mid. Sumail is looking to farm and accelerate, but at some point Thompson's going to look to get aggressive here, either with a rotation or a teleport if EG go for a snowball dive, and that's where they'll be able to turn things around. S4, as a bat, he's not really able to get involved either, and pretty soon OG might look to get aggressive here, push the tempo, not just let Sumail farm unpunished.
And they're not even watching where he's farming. Like, there's no deeper observer walls that's watching these camps. You do kind of know where he's going to be anyway, but even sending a tree on a bit of a roam to have a look around, like that would be nice as well, because you're reaching 4.5k net worth in 6-7 minutes on the Alchemist. You know this is not going to slow down. Anna does hit 6 now, so he's got a chance to get a little bit more aggressive. He's got easy regeneration in the lane, so he can actually start attacking the Batrider, back off, heal up, and then do it all over again.
Sumail, so he went for maximum greed as far as the skill book goes top, though.
Cogs it down. Arteezy, he can just spin his way out of this one, maybe with some stick charges, and Battery Assault doesn't create the space. Even gets the crit Arteezy to finish off Soshka.
You can see the lines being drawn. This is to be expected. I think Fly is going to look to maybe sit mid a little. Oh, Thompson.
Yeah, Thompson going after Fly. Send the illusions in to give some extra information. He's got the defensive spear on the other side of the tree lines with Sleight of Fist. He'll have the damage while Sumail's being locked in by Jirax. Supports arrive from Seb. They're moving over Sumail. The Sprout controls him, but that's why Quelling Blade's there to cut him back out. And EG, they're bringing a lot of TP support into this area. Batrider as well as the Tuskar. Crit and S4 have arrived. The rest of OG want to get out, and Thompson doesn't really kind of like where his Remnant is.
Yeah, Thompson's patience, though, is unnerving. Like, he saves the Flame Guard because he recognizes that just a Purifying Flames, a little bit of spell damage removes that from him. So he keeps it just to add that little bit of extra damage pressure if EG were to overextend. Very calm and collected as a player. It's like hard to explain, but you see it a lot with Miracle and Sumail and Ana to an extent. Like these players that started as pub superstars, right, have this ability to just like hold their spells and just play the game as if they're AI almost. They have initiation.
Really nice from Jirac. He just weighed the timing out, and the Wrath of Nature from Seb ensures the kill.
Yeah, great game so far, though, from OG. I will say, like, Sumail, he's definitely accelerating. Don't get me wrong. He'll have a Relic Radiance probably by the 12, 13-minute mark.
They're wrapping on top, too. Oh, wait, no. Never mind.
No towers taken. That's the thing. And OG, they do have the ability to be more active. S4's game is not a thing, and it's even worse now with Thompson ending up diving bottom to find the kill.
He started that movement. Like, the second they already got the kill, he started moving straight down towards bottom. Left the Spirit in mid lane so he could jump back quickly if it was needed to be there. The top lane was the distraction. Like, Arteezy feels like he can have an influence by sitting here and pressuring the Nature's Prophet. But remember, Prophet can go everywhere. Even the Wrath of Nature just stole the kill.
And that's the key now that Seb is level 6. That's why he's rotated out of here. Now Sox is going to get the opportunity to get some solo XP down bottom. It's very tough for Arteezy to make a dive successfully here. He'd have to blow both cooldowns to land a kill, and then he's susceptible to a teleport from Thompson, and then a Prophet coming back in, and all of a sudden, he's the one in no man's land.
And look at Jirac. Like, it's not like you've got a maneuverable Alchemist. This guy is big. He takes a while before inertia kicks, like, actually shifts.
Oh.
S4 looking for a lasso. Cogs, really nice burn. That's the one thing S4 can fly over, but he still gets pushed back. Gets the lasso out. They really want to commit with that big ability. While into mid, the fight's going towards the Oracle as Thompson once again battling through, and Seb will arrive just up on the higher ground to ensure the kill. You don't care if he's stealing everything because he'll give it back with the lane pressure.
I love Prophet Ember, and I also love how they're not really addressing, they're not trying to kill Sumail as much as they are warding his jungle, blocking his camps, trying to get aggressive, and now actually applying pressure.
To
He
mid.
might end up stunning himself?
Concoction. Oh, he was able to... Actually, no, he did. He actually ended up stunning himself, but the kill does come onto Seb. And he was standing right on top of him. Jirac's in a little bit of trouble. The snowball comes forward, but Ana, he's looking and ready to fight. He's already taken the bottom tier 1 tower. I don't know if Jirac will survive long enough. And yeah, Ana realizes he's underneath Observer Wards, and he'll back up.
Yeah, that's well done by EG. They know Clock is still not in the game. Soxer TP'd top before he was able to grab the tome, so he's not able to engage. And as soon as you notice that there's a dive coming onto the mid tower, the Treants get summoned and your Alk's in trouble, yeah, everyone just mass TP because you are playing around Sumail as your win condition. And they get a really nice turnaround. He'll have a Radiance by about 11 minutes. That is, that's pretty good.
Let's wait for that SAP number to start appearing. Juggernaut's having a crack towards the mid lane. As underneath the tower, Thompson still wants to get
Poor
the
Fly.
kill. It's just focus on the Oracle. He's actually going to have to false promise himself. There's enough Sleight of Fist damage while the snowball moves over towards Sven. Jirac's on the way, and maybe they don't actually see him. Seb, he's protected inside the Sprout. They had no way to cut it free, so Jirac lets the Purge out. Meanwhile, Fly has finally fallen down, but Thompson and Ana combining together. They're bringing the might of OG underneath the dead tier 1 tower in mid lane. Ana's already got himself the double kill, but can he get out of this one? He's hidden inside of the shadows, and the cogs from Soshka splits up the fight again. You get the lasso up, but Thompson, he'll come back in once more with the Searing Chains, looking for the revenge on S4. One more slight will do it. No, it won't. S4's bottled up through all of this, and now Thompson is stranded, getting spun down, but it's Sumail who gets the kill, and they're battling into the beefy Alchemist. And OG, they brought everyone they could. The concoction will fly forward, so they're not done just yet. With the flame break, they'll push poor little Jirac's down to give Sumail a triple kill on this Alchemist. Farming, but now almost 10,000 net worth in 12 minutes.
Yeah, this just got real grim real fast for OG, and you can also feel the lack of their captain here in this game. Soxa, once again, not really involved in this team fight. They're making this dive, but you know, Seb has a javelin and treads, drums on Ana, sure, but it's not as if OG have a major power spike here. They're not able to win team fights like this, but they could out-skirmish, out-rotate EG, but in these full 5-on-5s, they're not going to be favored. They want to abuse map movement.
That's why they're looking towards the top lane. They're trying to actually catch Arteezy out. They're moving underneath a tier 1 tower to find that kill, and EG just continuously back up. But yep, Sumail has Radiance.
Yep, into the Yasha blink as expected.
Poor Fly, not again. He'll get himself down the hill. Ana, it's a quick jump out. The disarm, Thompson wants to commit, Sleight of Fisting through the wave. He's got to be careful. Concoction from Sumail looking for his target.
Oh, they're
He's
gonna see
actually
him.
going to stun himself. The rocket from Soshka gives the extra information. Anna jumps himself forward, but actually doesn't have pounce.
And you can see, like, OG are doing a good job. Like, look at how they're playing on the map, right? They're all 5 heroes on the enemy side, but EG don't really mind because Artur is taking the space top, Sumail is taking everything else, and sure, your bat isn't having the greatest game. Jungle, they want to play around it if they can. And do keep in mind as well, we don't think of this very often nowadays, but Slark, you do have that easy method of dewarding because you will see when the enemy side has vision of you. I think Jarex is going to end up finding a couple of these wards because of this. Nope, they actually walk right past it. They ping it, though. Yeah, they have an idea.
They know. He got slowed down from it about 5 minutes ago, or 3 minutes ago. So they know that there was vision there. Sleight of Fierce Searing Chains as a defensive observer ward, a quick jump up, but of course that doesn't get disjointed. Thompson needs to keep his distance from S4, and Toshka once again with the defensive cogs. Trying to create some space. Another Sleight of Fist. They're trying to use this range harassment against EG to dissuade them from fighting.
Yeah. I really like how both teams are playing it, though, where you see Thompson, he's just continuously being this nuisance for the EG supports, trying to make space, ensure that EG's forced to clump up. And EG, of course, playing a bit more defensively than perhaps we'd expect, solely because they recognize what their win condition is. It's Thompson it's that same story. He wants to keep EG compact. EG, they're looking to accelerate and not get picked off, but also ensure they do not sacrifice their farming efficiency. And you can see Sumail, he'll be finishing his blink after this wave, and that's, I think, the moment where EG can look to make moves, as they will have that true initiation potential. And honestly, Alk is just too tanky at this point with this net worth lead for OG to reliably take him down.
So it has to turn into a game trade, right? Like a lane trade. Like, let Slark do the push. He can move quickly between the lanes as long as there's no observer wards. Profit global kind of pressure as well.
Yep.
If they're going to fight, do it underneath the tower where you can bring these players back again quickly through teleports or through high movement speed.
It's good from both sides. They're going to dive Sox top with this blink reveal, but bottom lane, OG looking to get aggressive onto S4 as well, just pushing him off tower though, so now EG is going to be confident to dive.
There's your concoction. Blink forward will be revealed underneath the tower. No way Clockwork can respond to that.
Yep, and this is the Jug out combination that's just so devastating to deal with because you pop the healing ward along with Sumail's high regen. You can see a plus 141 at the moment. How are you supposed to Zerg him down until somebody picks up a Spirit Vessel?
You don't, right? Like, you need to take more map control. You need to remove the tier 2 towers, open up that path for Seb to be a nuisance through the side.
Yeah, and the concern I have is that Seb, traditionally, I always love watching him play this team fight style Prophet. You know, he was the one always going, you know, the drums, the medallion, the Vlads, Force, Pipe. This is what his itemization traditionally looks like. This game, Maelstrom into Mjolnir, you're playing for the late game, and Mjolnir is super value when you have all these little chip damages that can proc it, the Radiance, the Acid Spray, the Jug Spin, the Bat, etc. But will it be enough? I feel like you're going to have survivability issues, not damage problems, as this game turns into the mid game.
But he's not going to put that on himself. Like, he's just going to, like, I'm going to put this on Thompson on the front lines. You be the big man. He's going for the Desolator pickup. So they'll still find a large chunk of that damage as long as Thompson can stay alive. And if there's one thing that we know with Thompson and Anna, and the reason why OG is such a problematic team for most people, most teams to deal with, is the fact that Thompson and Anna are just hard to put down, be it maneuverable heroes like the Ember Spirit, albeit the Slark, who's just a slippery fish.
And they complement each other very well. Ana is going to be the one entrusted with this game, but Thompson's doing his part to ensure he plays as aggressive as possible.
You do not want to be there, or maybe he does. He's going to get the lasso off, cancelling the TP of Soshka, and this will now mean drag him underneath the shrine. Cogs is a good pushback, with a snowball from Crit will get forward. He's looking for a hook shot away to his teammates at the safety, and he could not hit the line to Anna. Well blocked up by EG, and they'll hold him in the igloo.
Yeah, you can see EG's plan in this game. They don't want to get involved. They want to just ensure that OG don't find any openings to stop them from farming or getting pickoffs, and they're very willing to mass TP around the map.
16.5-minute Mantis style is now arrived. At least Anna has Diffusal Blade, so he can fight. He goes after Fly, just needs to remove the mana, and that's a very easy and simple pickoff. And he'll have to start pinging out, too, where these observer wards are. There's one up on the hillside.
Look, you can see the 3 sentries along with the Quelling Blade. This is what you love to see. With the Slark, it's very easy for him now, not just to get the extra gold, well, plus 167 is, you have a creep wave, he's fine.
Yep, he'll break free. I'm just waiting for a follow-up on the TP Shrine, but it doesn't come. It kind of would be for the Bat Rider who has no lasso.
Yeah, but do keep in mind, like, this game is still, I'd say, leaning EG, but they need to start making something happen soon. Yeah, Alk is mega ahead. He's 8K ahead of the game, but their lead is only 5. A huge portion of their lead is on this Alchemist, and OG's game plan is going to be to ignore him. They want to get onto the backline. They want to kill the Oracle and the Bat. Who cares about Sumail if he's isolated? They do have a lot of tools to kite this Alk's damage.
Yeah. And as you said, like who controls the slug? This is OG in a nutshell, where they just wait up for their big heroes before they then come online. Then they find they don't care the sacrifices. They understand the win condition side of things. So how does EG then force it? You have the Blink initiation. You got Manasar now, the Alchemist. He's absolutely huge, but is he strong enough just to run down the lane and force buildings?
Not yet, but you are capable of taking a fight. Nice job by Ana there with the assistance of Jarex, finding S4 in the bottom lane. He is having a very hard time playing this dead lane here. Only a 5K lead for EG. I'm telling you, it's still all right, but
maybe this is the bigger question. Like, if EG need help, like if they need Alchemist to have a little bit of extra help, how do you avoid having these pickoffs happen?
hang on, Thompson, he's looking to get aggressive.
Yeah, I think she wants to go back in because they've got extra help. Soshka also now just blinks into the middle of the cog, so that'll be one dead clockwork. Jirax wants to help out, lets out the purge.
Remember, Shadow Demon is excellent against the Alk, not just for the Soul Catcher, right, where you do immediately 40% of the max HP and damage, but you get these Alk illusions, and all of a sudden you're working with the Radiance as well.
And he actually killed off the healing ward too. Anna's actually gone back in for a Mitre, so he gets the Diffuser blade for his pickoffs. Yeah. But he's understanding this game.
EG's playing so passively, OG do not feel the pressure. And as this game transitions into the mid to late game stage, OG, they have a draft advantage. Slark is uncountered in this game, and an Alchemist cannot go toe-to-toe with him once Ana acquires that third, fourth item. That Shadowblade Scotty timing, that's when things really start to shift in OG's favor.
Yep. I actually can't believe it. Like, and Nana's going in for it now. So the Shadowblade's already in his quick buy. He's going to steal an Invis rune just for giggles. Not that he really needs it.
Yeah,
and
the bottom tier 2 is
they've
dead.
got one observer. Radiant have one observer on the map. How are they meant to see where OG's moving? They can, in some way, protect some area of the farm, but they've lost control of the southern part of the map.
And not just that, OG, like, they have mid-tower.
Anna's looking at crit. He'll need a stun to make this work, or else Chris just go. That's hey, it's okay. He's okay. He's stepping up. He's stepping up for OG.
Yeah, he will buy his team a free sentry ward placement from EG because they're going to expect there to be mid wards there, but it was really just an Invis Slark.
That was always the plan along. S4 has a blink dagger, so they finally got jumped, but it's going to be revealed by the observe ward they're about to fly over, and the sentry one, yeah, it reveals it. I don't know if they saw it in time.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, I'm scared for EG fans out there because so far, yeah, you get the 2 bounty runes. Your Sumail is huge, but they just need the one fight. They get a Roche, they get the one fight, all of a sudden they're blowing open the map. But
looking for
OG are doing such a great job of slowing down this game's pace. Thompson specifically has been such an annoying gnat.
Well, now they jump the blink. It was revealed for the first time here, and Thompson will go down 48 seconds on the sideline. They can take the tier 1 tower in mid, but bottom lane's also being pressured. You talk about a nuisance. Ana really hasn't left this lane at all, and he can keep pushing fast. The illusion, however, causes a couple of problems, but do they go for Roshan? That's where EG is currently headed. Thompson's down for 30 seconds, and he doesn't have buyback available, but the Clockwork Rocket watches, hooks back off cooldown.
They're thinking
so they
about it.
Like, oh, you know, so, like Sasha's gonna be like, "Yay, boys, my life's not worth that much. I can YOLO
But how many
this."
times have we seen OG fight around the pit to great success? This is a big part of them winning that TI last year.
Wrapping from multiple sides. Roshan's almost dead. The Clockwork. Rocket gets information. Anna's now moving in. Jirax is in here. Gets the first disruption off. They're inside the pit. And Roshan killed by the Tiger. He's got the Aegis. Samel got the Aegis, the Immortal. But Ana, he's looking to get himself back out of here. Now Thompson, he's respawned back up. Jirax can be stunned, but up and towards the air. Up goes Samel. And the Illusion's looking to body block him up. But Samel, he's kind of caught on the wrong side of the river, looking to battle against Jirax. But now Thompson will arrive. They'll cut off the back line while Seb's having his own battle with S4 as well as Fly and Arteezy. You can head back towards the mid where Sumail is still kind of alone.
He's gotta get out.
Who cares about Seb? You gotta care about Sumail. He's worth so much money. Concoction flies forward. Jirax, this the touch sent up and towards the air once again, and Sumail's losing all of this essence, all of this life. He'll burn the Aegis to the Immortal. The rest of EG is trying to come back, but remember they TP to bottom lane. Buyback from Seb. They need to keep the control over on Sumail, and they've got it. The damage output. He is down 600 gold. Goes to Thompson for ending the 5 times kill streak of Sumail.
Oh, it's so good from OG. Like, they're abusing their draft to its limits. They can't fight EG head on, but they just annoy them constantly while abusing their map movement. Seb's bottom, sure he dies, but he dragged 3 heroes from EG back to base. Sumail, he didn't get his teleport off in time. All of a sudden he's isolated. And remember, they didn't get the Roche kill either. So in terms of gold, OG win that fight heavily. They get the
4K.
huge streak on Sumail as well.
It's 4K gold difference with a 20,000 net worth Alchemist, but notice how fast it's slowed. It's a bit of a contradiction. Anna, he's got to be careful. He's pouncing himself forward. He wants to try and find a kill. Fire be the first target with the snowball forward. And Lasso, G-Rex need to help save it. But they haven't actually got him. Where's the disruption? Where's the save? It actually comes out in time. But can the Slack get himself away from this? They're all over him. And the Omni Slash too.
Oh.
Anna will go down for 52 seconds. And this has to be a full retreat. Seb's on the wrong side of the river. Here's your Sumail blink forward. The stun onto G-Rex. They'll bring down this SD. It's taken some time, but they've got him. Hook shot from Seb, trying to create some space. From Sofia. Then Seb TPing out, but the Concoction Suns are all there. A double kill for Sumail, and such a long death timer for Seb.
Look bottom though, Thompson still.
He's doing it again. Soshka, well, you can steal the Arcane Root and get the kill over on the Clockwork, but yeah, down on bottom lane, that is where the damage is being done. Thompson's almost taken a tier 3 tower. You hope he's got that defensive spirit up and running. A quick slide of fist, and yeah, he does. Halfway back down the bottom lane, and that tier 3 tower is almost toast.
Yeah, but you can see the Ag's next item, and all of a sudden it gets so frustrating to deal with the OG heroes. They got overconfident there, Toby, because they knew Alk was still dead, but Ana was 4 seconds away still from his ultimate coming off cooldown. They got way too aggressive, and S4,
can Thompson take this? He really wants that. He wants that tower. The Flame Guard will come up. He's forcing TPs. He's buying the time for Seb to respawn.
Yeah, and you can see what Crit is like, I'm done with this. I've teleported bottom. We have acquired our items. We just want to fight. Let's march down this lane and collect towers. They know Roche is not an objective, but yeah, it is a huge overstep from OG. The one thing about EG's draft is if they get that one big lead, that one mistake you make, they will just destroy your base. And you cannot afford, if you're OG, to make another move like that. You've got to be careful, be crafty, continue to execute your game plan, because so far they're playing excellently, but EG, of course, AK 6 kills ahead, and really just one more move away from potentially threatening a tier 3, even though this tier 1 bottom is still active.
It's kind of hilarious to watch it all. But you're right, like, EG can punish us, but if OG keep the side lanes always pressured out, and that's why Seb, like, long death timer, because he's like, I need to keep this pressure on, I need to make more space. My Slark is still getting stronger. He actually switched off Shadowblade Silver Edge into Skadi.
Yeah, you go Skadi into Silver Edge, that's to be expected, because there's nothing worthy enough of break here, so it's far better to just ensure you get Skadi up ASAP, and then all of a sudden, it's near impossible to be taken down, and because your ultimate regen works off of your max HP, it's super beneficial to get that number up as high as possible. Plus, then he'll be able to stick onto any of these EG cores, even through BKB or spin, and ensure he can click them down. Bounty Rune's top.
Thompson's just making a run for it. The Searing Chains is out. Jirax and Anna moving over. They want a quick kill on S4, and they've got it.
Yep.
And you can see EG actually starting to move off the bottom lane like they were thinking about going towards the north, but they're now barreling down bottom.
Yeah, OG's running circles around him right now. They're finding kills all over the map. Wherever EG isn't, it feels like OG already is there. They're going to trade towers here. They get the tier 1 top, and will probably look to push tier 2. Remember, Furion now has that BKB as well, so unless you're able to click him down with the Arteezy Jug Omni Slash, there isn't really much you're going to be able to deal with Seb just yet.
Actually losing a tier 2. It's a tier 2 for tier 2 tower trade. The Octarine's coming for Sumail. It's taking a bit on the courier.
Huge.
It's Shiva's? Okay. Yeah.
But the thing about it is, Thompson, like, he's going to have Ags, and then how do you kill these OG cores, right? You're all in on either S4 finding a lasso or Alchemist finding a big initiation, but that's all reliant on Blink and having a vision advantage. I think that's something we should have brought up earlier, where because there's a Clock, a Furion, a Slark, all of these heroes amazing at pushing waves and controlling vision. Just because of a Slark, we look once again at the map, there's only one ward up for EG in their own jungle. There's another Tinker ward way over to the right side of the map, but that's not helping them use these blinks to find kills.
Soshka in trouble. Here comes your snowball forward. He's going to let the cogs up, and they're not close enough. You do hold him in position with the shards. Another quick slide of fist. Sumail looking for his concoction stun, which will follow Thompson up into the trees. And now with a slide of fist, he still has more damage. Anna has arrived. They've got the control on S4. He'll go down the tree line. Sumail wants to find a concoction target. It's only going to be Jirax. He's really hating on this SD. And Anna and Thompson just playing from both sides. Now Seb will finally come and join the fight. Triggers up Mjolnir. He's got a BKB available. The Creewit's going to soak up most of the Omni Slash, but there's enough of it left. Seb trying to back up. A disruption out once again, and you've got the control. Thompson will fall. He has no back available. Seb's TP, it will complete.
Man, such a sick game from S4 so far. He had such a terrible landing phase, but he's made critical kills happen. This was a buyback bots in. He gets the lasso on Thompson to ensure that kill. It's the only reason EG will be able to push forwards here.
Now, Prophet is instantly pressuring top lane. Seb knows he needs to add this pressure on because, once again, there's no buyback available for one of the big cores of OG. They're committing to their items. It was the Aghanim Scepter that Thompson really needed to finish. Like, he's such a combat fighter as well. Seb's doing the push. And
you can see
and Desolator
also
build.
like how this meta's developed, right? Where once again it feels like you have a mid hero, bottom of the net worth in comparison to his friendly cores, and it's look at how Thompson's played, constantly attacking heroes, letting his other cores get online, go for these more greedy item builds. A later Midas on the Slark, Seb going for a Maelstrom first item, but once you get to this stage of the game, those items start to really pay dividends, and now you can see the shift start to favor OG. In fact, you can even have a Blink picked up by Ana instead of a Shadowblade. I love that here because it's tough to play Shadowblade against like these instant stun disables.
Especially when Batrider can have your flying vision on you.
Yeah.
And like if SD can get the disruption defensively off, if you do get initiated on by the Batrider, there should be that small moment when he can get away.
Plus, I like it because we were just discussing Silver Edge actually isn't value in this game whatsoever, so it's usually better to get the blink in that scenario.
It's easy starting this off. Jirax will just make a quick copy, but Samel blinks forward. Jirax very fast on the Yul Scepter, straight up into his there. He's had that for a while, just keeping him watching the opposite direction again. SD will die. The initiation from EG, it does bear at least that fruit. But once again, Prophet heads up towards the top lane. Anna moves over. We continue the farm. And it's been really difficult for Arteezy to hold that second position in the net worth. It's just never-ending side lane pressure. They're always having to move as 5 to get a kill and then back off to the lane.
Yeah. Game very tense. At a point, EG has to just go. I imagine that'll be around the second Roche, but there's no way OG is going to let that A just go without a fight if they were willing to fight over the first one.
And they're still pushing in. Like, you're attacking the creep wave on the top, it can push in, and then all it takes is like one TP from Seb to the bottom lane and he'll take a tier 3 tower, because that's got no life on it. That's got to be a juicy target. Thompson's using his double damage rune. The Ice Shards fly forward from Crypt, but Defensive Spirit all the way up in the lane. But look at the Triggins. They're moving through the bottom lane. If you just see your mini-map there, they're going to take out the tier 3 tower. I don't know if fortifications come back up in time, or backdoor protections come up in time.
EG are hunting Thompson.
They got the Blink Lasso, and with the follow-up concoction, tier 3 tower will fall. Thompson will die on top.
Yep, and the thing is though, why do they get that kill? Because of the ward. You can even see Thompson ping out that cliff, because he knows the only reason they were able to catch him there was because of the vision. And bottom lane, Seb kills the tier 3. So even though you do lose that one core, it doesn't actually open the map for EG because they were all the way on that top left side of the map.
Right, is he? No, he didn't actually follow up with the concoction. Thought that control from Fly may be enough to move forward, and the Aghanim Scepter starting to roll out from Alchemist.
That is a bright spot for EG's scaling potential, where you have all 4 heroes with decent Aghanims. I think the kick on Tusk is actually super important in this game. You can get Ana away from your cores for just a moment. It'll be very impactful.
Let's just keep in mind too, because I want to flag this one just because last time we got to cast an Alchemist who was just bring a point. Then the Aghanim Scepter yourself as the Alchemist, you don't get the buff up. So you can give it to everybody else, but you don't get that that self buff until you consume one yourself.
Yeah.
Small thing.
When
we actually passed over it totally during like there was like a 90-minute game.
But when did you ever get the self Aghanims when you gave it to somebody else? Was that a thing?
No, it got changed in the patch a couple of months ago.
All right.
So
I think
you get a damage increase. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. I'll find the exact
I
numbers.
understand now. I get you. Okay, we're cool.
So
we're cool.
the more you give to everyone else, the more you get back, but you don't get
when
the actual
you eventually
buff.
eat it yourself. Got
so
it.
there was a game we cast where like the Alchemist gave like 4 Aghanim Scepters, and that smoke was just in range of the obs.
Not just that, but they know where OG is though, and we just had huge items finished. An AC on Seb and a Butterfly on the Arteezy Juggernaut. So both teams have a timing. It's all going to come down to initiation. S4 has to get a lasso.
He's looking at Thompson. There's Prophet just around the corner. There's your Blink Lasso target, and OG. Are they just going to leave him for dead? They're looking at him and it's like, yeah, we don't want anything to do with this. Just run.
Yeah, but the key is look at where they are on the map, right? Once again, EG dragged over to their own jungle, unable to get lanes pushed and find kills. Roche, however, has spawned.
That's all they really want. They just want Roshan. Soshka, he's a little bit in no man's land. That Observer Sentry doing dividends again. And is this worth an Omni Slash from Arteezy? It's 1 second off cooldown.
Got hook.
Yep, hook
Nice.
shots up and actually cancels it. That may reveal the fact that Seb was in the trees, but the TPs will still complete.
Really well played. However, that is an Ags Juggernaut. I think this is the right decision. Maybe you give it to Crit next, but it gives Arteezy a huge damage boost, plus he can now use his Omni Slash a bit more offensively because it just has that 70-second cooldown.
They're coming. There's no hook shot for Clockwork to jump inside the pit this time around, but Shadow Poison will reach him from range. A quick shot trying to block up the ramp, but Roshan's the critical point. That's why Rocket Flare continues to come in. The Sprout trapping up Bat Rider. He'll take to the trees with a Firefly. Looking to jump in with Mjolnir. Anna says, I don't think this is really worth the concoction from Sumail. He can't jump forward, so he'll end up just trying to dodge it with his own mana style. Won't happen. But OG, they don't want anything to do with this. They need to get away. And they're able to do so.
This is the timing for OG. We said it, second Roche. This is what the game's going to come down to. OG have done a great job of fighting tooth and nail to keep themselves in this position. Their towers on full HP in the base.
Look how early they're pinging flies, already pinging the bottom lane, even though it's only halfway through. They're just like, hey guys, our bottom ranks are still exposed. Even if we push, we could lose.
Yeah, and credit to Arteezy, by the way, who's played a near flawless game. 6-0-11, only 23 kills on his side, has played offensively. He's always been in a lane, and it's not as if he had a ton of space when you consider how much Sumail has been just consuming this jungle like a Dyson. You're in a fine position. It's just a matter of how do you want to translate this edge you have. Aegis and Cheese, what's your win condition for EG? Because there's so much poke from the high ground from OG, plus it's so much easier than for Jerax to get those defensive disrupts on a lasso target. Not to mention you have the clock, you can separate the team. Hang on.
Lasso, but that's not real. And the Omni Slash
they're gonna do it now.
Now they'll jump forward. A perfect double searing chains. Can they keep the control going? Arteezy needs to die here. No hook shot available. They just purge Arteezy. He can't move fast. Now they're battling into the shrine. Crits come in. This is not what EG wanted. They're going to lose Arteezy's Aegis the Immortal. The snowball forward. Soshka will end up falling down. But the battle, Sumail, he needs to go big right now. But Thompson, he just spirit jumps himself away. And with a BKB from Seb, he can stand his own ground. Sumail pushing himself in a little bit further forward. Jirax just need to keep the control on him, and they've got him. Anna leeches up the false promise, will allow Sumail to fight a little bit longer, but these defensive fuel centers from Jirax makes it so difficult for Sumail just to finish the damn job. Finally, he'll end up killing up the SD. Sasha's coming back to the fight while Thompson's been such a nuisance.
Oh, he got the stun!
Concoction! It followed through, but the buybacks will arrive and Thompson straight back in. Another double searing chains, continuing the way this whole thing began. And Seb, what have you got? A disruption out. This will isolate Sumail. They're going to bring him down. 3 heroes from EG on the sideline, but they want more. Look how far he can move. The Aghanim, Scepter, Ember Spirit looking to catch Arteezy underneath the shrine. He's moved up, begins a TP, one tree to give him that cover fire, and he'll get himself away to safety.
Dude, what a play from Arteezy. Unbelievable that they're able to turn this around like that. 3 heroes still dead, but they maintain their advantage and they got 3 buybacks from OG, but Ana has 26 stacks, mostly thanks to all the passive ones he's acquired, plus that MKB. He's doing so much damage to the base now.
They're gonna force buybacks. They have no other choice right now. They need to get Alchemist to buy back, waste something from him. The Shards don't do enough. Arteezy's there purged up, and this is very problematic because Seb just hitting through. They take the tier 3 tower. Soshka looking for the hook shot in the back lines. Still, these 2 buybacks are available, but Chris dying. Anna can't finish the job just yet. He's under the tier 4 towers. They'll claim him. Now the buyback comes in, but it's from the Tuskar. It's not from the Alchemist. The melee Rax is going to go down, and OG will retreat. They got what they came for, and can they get out safely? Of course they can. Thompson can just jump half of the map, and they're going for the 4 bounty runes of 35-2.
Just in time. Huge plays from OG. The buyback from Thompson. The foresight, he had the 1 remnant down. Immediately buys back. Arteezy with a good heads-up play, recognizing, like, I cannot save Sumail. We could fight here, but we're both going to end up dying. I do not have my Omni Slash available. You do get a ton of buybacks on the side of OG, but now it's even more important that S4 finds a lasso specifically onto Thompson. You've got to take out the Ember Spirit. Ana has become a major issue. It talked about how the Scotty timing would perhaps be when OG looked to turn it. He's already got an MKB on top of that, plus a lot of gold in the bank. It's getting spooky for the side of EG. And once they lose their shrines, which I imagine at some point Seb will look to take down, that their map control shrinks. The bots are no longer as valuable, and OG have such an easy time pushing lanes safely if they know that EG doesn't have wards. And once again, look at this mini-map. There's 0 vision from EG, and they can't keep any because of the Slark factor.
Yeah, he just moves so fast across the map, he reveal everything. So what does EG do? They smoke up, and they'll move blindly into the night. trying to find somebody. And even if they do find one hero, there's another one to replace him from OG. Everyone from OG is expendable.
And now a blink picked up onto the Jarek Shadow Demon.
Seb just created the Mjolnir effect on the creep wave. This has to be some level of detection, and yeah, S4, they'll find him. That's going to be one very dead Nature's Prophet. So the smoke does bear some level of fruit. But he's saving his money for buyback because he's still looking at the side.
And look at the lanes as well. You know, as this happens, there's still OG heroes in both of the other side lanes. And Seb dies, sure, but he's all the way near that destroyed tier 1 tower on the Radiant side of the map. So EG will have to press quickly if they want to force the Seb buyback. But with no lasso, it's tough to do that.
Sashka, get the hell out of there. he's a little bit too far away from safety. He was getting some defensive vision down. That's what the Dire Observe Ward is. And yeah, it's been revealed, pinged out, and destroyed. But the top lane pressure is still being added.
And that massive GPM spike is a free Ags, which does tend to inflate your net worth just a tad.
Yeah, we need those marks on the map as well. So it's not just net worth with context. That's the next patch. Yeah. Juggernaut, Arteezy pushing in through the mid. He's just beating through.
Ana in level 25. Oh my god.
Yep. Arteezy's beating the tier 3 tower down. They're just sending illusion after illusion forward. So now, Ana, this is your time to try and fight. The tier 3 tower is very low. Remember, the still racks up, and Jirax will just make a couple of copies. He didn't get Smail, which is the one he kind of wants.
I think Jug's now more important. He just does so much right-click damage. The Radiance is more of a non-factor, and OG's just buying time.
S4, he got the jump in. It's over on Sashka. You got 7 seconds before Seb's back up again. Sashka has no buyback available. And Ana, in the back lines, he's already been perched up a little bit, but now you got another disruption. This is the one he wanted. He got Samael. Arteezy's in pretty deep. Spider Fist Searing Chains, keeping some problems in the back lines. Samael could just instantly retreat back out. And now the Omni Slash. The two of them are sharing it. The Force Promise protects Fly, but it's a fence to one for that support.
He's just dead.
Help Samael. He gets back in again. Arteezy's Omni Slash didn't do enough work now. Jirax wants to create more copies, trapping them inside the Sprout, while Crit can't move away. Ana is holding him in position, and he just needs to finish the job. The Dark Pact lets him break free, so he's got the movement speed while Thompson just killed Arteezy for almost over 1,500 gold for him. And it ain't done yet. Crit will fall. Trying to snowball to catch out Jirax, but man, you got to give props to Jirax. He is so damn hard to kill.
You can't kill Ana. That's the big problem for EG. Like, this is why you 10th pick Slark here. Not a hero most teams in this event are going to choose, but it's just a hard counter to the EG lineup. At a certain point, Slark wins you the game, and that's what OG's banked on this entire time. They were playing for the late game. It's now approaching 40 minutes. You've got no buyback on Sumail, and EG, they just bashed their heads against the base, but what's the play now? How do you actually kill Ana? Your whole lockdown is an Alk stun and a bat.
Lasso doesn't even work anymore because you're going to have Lincoln Sphere, which just arrived on the Ember Spirit. It's not going to catch out Ana, but now you've got two heroes you can't even control. And Ana moves in. The creep wave's pushing in through the mid lane, so the backdoor protection, it won't actually activate, so Ana can just keep going. They know he cannot be initiated on, so he'll take this melee racks without a fight. They can't use the buyback on the Juggernaut either. It would be such a huge cost, so they just get 2 lanes of racks now in favor of OG, and the team who's playing with a stand-in without their captain, they're in a position right now where they have the net worth advantage against Alchemist for the first time in 40 minutes.
And this is a Slark with 35 stacks of agility currently maintained, Toby. Like, this is not going to get any easier for EG. They have no glyph.
Oh, look at the Spirit Jump. Thompson wants to initiate. Sumail's already got the concoction up. Blinks forward, looks for Seb, but Seb just BKBs. Transfers with a Hex, and they hold him inside the Sprout. But S4! The damage output is huge. Ana knows he just has to finish him, and they've got him. Thompson reaches him with a Sleight of Fist. Down for 70 seconds. Buyback is available for the Batrider. And now another Sleight of Fist Searing Change. You see how squishy Arteezy can be without Fly being there to support him. But OG, now it's time to finish up these shrines. They're both still up and running. But he's TPing out for the runes, 40-minute runes.
OG managed to take this with no tell, watching from his phone in the hospital. I don't think North American Dota
for you boys. Spirit Jump forward, Sleight of Fist. He hook shot, Sashka, the stand-in, pushing him back with the Searing Chains. Arteezy's forced to spin himself away, but Crit, he got trapped. He had just enough time to back up Sumail, looking for his own. The lasso, it's a good target, and it's a big one. Can they bring down? Yes, they can. Ana will fall. Sumail is awarded the kill. As Thompson continues to spirit himself away everywhere. Sashka's TP up, Flame Break won't stun, so he's okay.
And the thing, what did EG have there? Vision of the Slark, so they were actually able to complete that kill. Aegis is up, and Ana has a buyback, but this is what the fight's going to come down to. Can
Roshan.
you kill the Slark? And you saw what it takes for EG. They need everyone to all in. Plus, I think Ana even lives there if his ultimate's active. So it is not going to get easy for EG, but they get a huge opening here. They just need to find one more kill onto the Slark around this next Aegis, and this game really comes a throne race. And
Soska again, like this is all he has to do, just rocket forward. He'll put down his own observe waters in range of the sentry. But for now, it gives extra information. If someone comes to deward that, like
Seb's
say
going into the
S4,
base.
you can go for that. But Seb, the creep wave hasn't pushed in through the bottom just yet. That's why the Rats nature out with the disruption. They're looking S4 initiating the back lines. No, they don't. They're just trying to bait them into some level of fight. And up and towards the air, the hook shot is perfect from Soska with the cock pushback. Flying Samel, they're trapped here at Roshan, forced to fight. Seb, he's taking the range tracks. He wants to get the Megas, but the lasso will end up canceling it. Crit hiding on almost no life in the tree lines. They want to bring more heroes back to finish this job, and they're going to have it. But Seb, how much damage have you got? He's going to try and find the kill, but no, the Hex, the stun, Samel holds him there. Seb maybe thinks he can get a kill, can't do it. So close to Megas. Roshan remains alive.
Yep. But the thing is, OG, they might have overextended a bit here because sure, you did a ton of base damage, but really, with all their buybacks on cooldown, not all of them. Actually, none of them.
OG
Looking at EG for some reason. But
Other way around.
If they're forced to put their buybacks on cooldown, EG don't care about racks anymore. They're thinking throne from now until the end of this game, and they just want a fight. They get the Jarek's buyback. They need to try and apply some pressure. If you let OG just respawn as 5, you're going to end up back in your own base and watching Roche die to your enemies.
Oh boy. Samael's looking for his own engagement. Again, they're trying to find Top. How do you catch Thompson? He's got concoction. He's got Lincoln's Fear, which will get him out of will get him out of jail if something goes horribly wrong. And he's got the Aghanim Scepter to let him bounce everywhere across the map. It seems difficult for EG just to lock him down.
You're gonna have to outplay. It's that simple. You need to play around your vision most importantly. They still have 2 wards on their own side of this Roche pit. Sox is just continuously spamming into the pit. They're just gonna YOLO this.
Yep, here they come. A run forward. S4 takes to the skies. It's impossible to start Roshan because the rocket flare is going to scout him out, but that's why they're playing forward. Thompson, he jinxed out. You know, you can't go on him when the Lincoln Sphere's there unless you've got something that quickly procs it, but that's what S4 tried to do. He tried to dual scepter him quickly.
But it's so tough. It's sort of like hang on.
Whoa! Hey, let's not heat up things that matter.
I love that though, because it does nothing more than put a little fear into EG, right? There's that 1 to 2 seconds where the whole team's like, whoosh! Oh, okay, we're fine. And he did it in the earlier fight. He's actually chaining while remnanting, so that as he's bouncing back, he's trying to land that disable, again, just to poke and prod and annoy EG.
And they're actually making copies now with the SD to scout the high ground. Find out where EG is. To note that Samel has started buying up heavy items, so he finished up an Assault Cuirass as well as an MKB. So he got both of these items up, while Juggernaut's getting very close to the Abyss. I think he can buy it, but it would cost his buyback for it.
All things, this has been an excellent game of Dota 2. My favorite so far of the tournament, because both sides have an identity. They know what their win conditions are, and they're playing for them. EG recognize, okay, this has gone late. It's a bit out of control, but we have to go for physical damage now. You can't play with no MKB on Alk in a game like this, especially when you consider that the Jug doesn't have one either. And he's going for a Battle Fury to deal with the Sprout.
Yeah, he needs that. Like, he needs something that's still going to be able to counter-push the waves which are coming towards him. So the Battle Fury does that, but he can't drop the Quelling Blade against Nature's Prophet, because if he gets isolated in this, he's dead. He's already got enough problems with cogs.
And these cool things that really just demonstrate the experience both of these teams possess, because they're little tricks and things that you must do, but how many times do you practice this, right? It's 45 minutes into a super late game scenario. You know, these players have made the mistakes before of not having the proper items. Everyone knows the what's happened to Arteezy inside of his own base on a Sven with no Battle Fury.
Experienced players don't need to theory craft in real time. They already understand what happens in these scenarios, but still, it makes it unpredictable in a lot of ways.
Yep, and you can see that now EG, because they've created this fortified location on their own, well, what used to be their shrine, they have vision, and now OG can't penetrate.
I love this. Shadowblade and remove teleportation now for Seb. He is going to be everywhere on this map. He doesn't need the extra strength in the trains, especially when there's enough clearance from evil geniuses. He just needs to be everywhere.
That's exactly what
he also needs to not be anywhere near EG. So the second he sees him, he moves. That's exactly what happens. Adds pressure up on top, gets away.
Double butterfly on Ana. And I was talking about which...
Careful, careful,
I
careful.
was
They're
talking about-
looking at Roshan.
Which mobility item would he go? He just says, I don't need it. I'm going to be this force to be reckoned with. No one will be able to man-fight me. However, the MKB will be online for Sumail, so...
You know, this double damage is giving OG the confidence to go near Roshan, but they need the bottom lane to pressure in a little bit more.
Yep.
Like, you almost kind
Look
of
at this.
wish that Thompson had BT so he could make most of that, but he's going Octarine Core as his next item.
Arteezy's going to deal with it, though. He recognizes that he has to keep it away
But now
from
Anna
his
goes
base.
in with the end of the double damager, and S4's near there. Here comes Yashan's forward. Thompson kind of trapped in this for the moment. Remember, he's Thompson, and he's got many, many spirits available. But Roshan almost dead. They know they need to initiate Sumail, ready for the
Yep, they're just buying
preparation.
time. It's
They
all
back
about,
off.
look at the creeps bottom lane.
Wait,
That's
are
what
they
we got to be
attacking
watching.
They're attacking the melee racks on top.
It's through back door. It's just, again, to annoy EG. They don't have to worry about it yet, but watch that bottom lane.
Spirit, careful with the jump forward. That's not going to follow through. And now Prophet's going to finally take that 45-minute bounty rune. Oh, look, money. I'll take this. BKB now from Sumail. His only way to stand against all these controls. And yeah, it's just the Ember Spirit copies of SD. Which was it his or his illusion?
They're just going into the pit to keep EG there. They know that the moment that they leave, their base will be... they're losing Roche or they're losing this last
look at
rack.
Anna.
They're trying to make EG choose.
He doesn't even want to pounce out. Like, he knows he's fine just sitting in here. They'll give him the Lincoln Sphere protection set.
Oh, they got the
able
Hex.
to get the Hex initiation off, and Anna pounces himself out of the pit. So Thompson
got
can
a
jump
buyback.
forward, and S4 pushed away by Forstaff and Forstaff. He's got help. Sumail, Concoction flies forward.
He got the
Ooh,
double stun.
he actually gets the double, but there is no follow-up. S4 is just looking at Roshan so dead. And maybe with the Searing Chains, once again, these initiations are so cheap for OG to do. A snowball that's going to pull Tusker well out of position. Another slide of fist, but a quick blink away. Now the Spirit jump forward and back out again. Another double Searing Chains. But while this is happening, Prophet's pushing the bottom lane. He's pushing the top. The middle lane's coming in, and with that middle lane arriving, all Seb
there it
has
is.
to do is TP to the top and take the racks. But you keep your eyes focused on Roshan. They get the Searing Chains up. This is problematic. Grip will go down. He can
for
buy
the
back,
Roche.
and there's Seb's TP. He's doing it right now. He's taking the melee racks. The middle
Fighting
lane
the
didn't
pit.
arrive, but they're back in the pit with the Omni Slash. A Spirit jump away from Thompson. He'll get out, and they're still hard and fighting. There's no way to really escape. The Juggernaut's falling to the false promise, and that's what could be saving him. Fly, giving him the light, but now Anna will move for the support. Any kind of hero they can grab. Thompson, he doesn't find the core. They'll move over for the support instead. If they can claim Roshan, they'll be happy with this. The Megas were not claimed, however. Oracle is still dead, and that melee rack is so close to death than Thompson. Okay, no. I don't see him hitting that. And I see Anna hitting that fortification. Already burned off. Here comes Sumail with a buyback from Oracle.
Arteezy doesn't have an MKB. He's not actually dealing damage to Ana. He's got two butterflies. He's ineffective.
Sumail rebought his BKB. Right, okay, whatever. Spirit jump out. Now they jump in closer. Sumail able to get the concoction off. That's problematic for Slark. They can't break it free. The Aegis Wall's going to burn, but the Mega Creeps are already up and running.
got no
Sochka,
ulti.
hook shots forward, tries to create the space with a cog pushback. 1.5 until the concoction stun flies forward. Is able to connect, but he's inside the invis and disruption. It'll all buy that little bit more time for Ann just to pop himself outside the sprung. Begin his TP under the shadow, and they cannot find him. Sentries do not see through smoke for some reason.
God, so clinical from OG. They're just... You could see that Roche engagement lasted, what, like 4 minutes?
Yep.
And it was just all this poking tops and constantly moving forward, just threatening crit, forcing him into this poor position. Then all of a sudden, Roche is at 10% HP, and they can just zerg it down. And remember, every time Slark hits somebody, he's stealing agility. So these long, drawn-out engagements do not favor Evil Geniuses one bit, and they're all in now on this idea. They need to be able to buy out an MKB on Arteezy, buyback be damned, because right now, he's just not going to be able to deal enough damage. And I believe that's what's coming on the Courier right now, because he recognizes, like, he needs this item.
Yep.
And they're going to double Lincolns. So
yeah.
how do you even kill him anymore, actually?
Second Lincoln Sphere's arrived. It's Prophet who's got that one. An Octarine Core finished on the Ember Spirit. So he's reached that point. It feels like Sumail started an item build and then it just completely turned around. It's like, well, I have a lot of money, but this isn't the efficient way to shop.
Well, no, he had to, though. This is to be expected. You can't go for the Octarine and Shivas anymore because you're having major issues actually dealing damage to the OG cores. You have to be able to hit Slark. And when he has two butterflies, every core that's trying to right-click needs an MKB. And that's why he picks it up. I like the Mjolnir a lot, too, because there is a ton of damage. The Flame Guard, the Slark Qs that will proc a ton of lightning. Arcane now, along with the Octarine on tops, and this gets spooky for EG because he can just spam spells with no problem whatsoever.
Let's send some copies up. Oh, boy.
It's all about the vision.
Silver Edge being done. Soshka, he doesn't want him. He wants SD. Anna pouncing himself forward. A hook shot. Wow, really? That didn't hit anything? All right, sure. RTZ jumps right on top of Soshka. Doesn't find the kill just yet, but they got it on SD. Crit will finish the kill onto the clockwork, but now it's up to the cause of OG. Jumping forward, Anna needs the kill on Sumail, and he's going to claim him as well. A minute and a half, or 2 minutes down, but that's why buyback is available. Thompson, he's looking for something on the top lane, but nothing is there for him to find. Seb,
On a solo.
it's ground. The damage output, there's no beyond your procs. It doesn't matter. RTZ will fall. He has no buyback. He bought out, and then they isolate Crit. The shards are there, but Thompson will return for the fight. The Ghost Scepter delays the inevitable. The death of Crit, and maybe the elimination of evil geniuses. OG will push down the mid. They'll attack the tier 4 towers, and with a spirit jump, as well as the chains, they have enough to get the kill, and good game, well played. OG have done it. They have eliminated EG in the first round of the lower bracket. This best of one ensures EG are nowhere near